Right behind me is one of the most iconic theaters in the world. It was first opened in 1921 and it is right here in the heart of Chicago. So many nice places to hang out here in Chicago in the summertime. Look at all these little tables, enjoying the views.
Now the street that we're on right now, Wacker Drive, it served as a makeshift border between Al Capone's South Side gang and the Irish-Polish North Side gang. So essentially, this whole area was a war zone.
So peep this view, guys. How incredible is this? Beer in hand, beautiful view of the coastline here. Man, look how massive this area is of Chicago. And this here is the north side of Chicago. Basically, they put over 160 different sheets of steel together and then, of course, polished the shit out of it to get it to look like this. And it weighs over 110 tons, man.
Here on our right-hand side, 100 North Riverside, the old Boeing headquarters, built and designed on top of Chicago's own Union Station.
Good morning, guys, from Chicago, the Windy City. This is my first time here and I couldn't be more excited. I actually just left the hotel and right away stumbled across this incredible view of the Chicago River. You got the L, which is the train, all of the bridges, this incredible skyline. But yeah, this here is my first time ever in Chicago, first time in the Windy City, and I'm super excited. Now, we just got done having Labor Day weekend, and let me just tell you guys, as I was approaching Chicago, I was a little bit nervous, man. I was on the news, watching the news, and I just heard that, well, here in Chicago, unfortunately, they just had one of the worst weekends for crime in the city in all of the year, and they had over 50 homicides in just one weekend. So as a tourist, man, when you hear shit like that, you're like, bro, I don't know if I should be going over there. But I also do know, coming from Los Angeles, that, well, you know, if you're going to the tourist locations, if you're doing tourist things, chances are you're gonna be fine. If you're in the hood, then you might have some problems, and I'm not gonna be spending too much time in the hood. I'm here to do tourist things. So today I wanna take you guys around to explore this beautiful city. This here is Chicago, and it's been on my bucket list for so many years. This here is the Chicago River, and it spans over 150 miles here in Illinois. And let me just tell you guys, man, my first impressions are just, I'm blown away. I haven't seen a city, I think, that looks this beautiful in America, in my opinion. I mean, it gives me like New York City vibes, but a whole lot cleaner. I mean, I actually just walked a couple blocks from my hotel. I'm staying about 3 blocks up the road, and the streets were just so clean, so beautiful. And yeah, you can see the gentleman hanging up on these, what are they called, guys? Cleaning the windows? I don't know how people can do that for a living. There's no way in hell I would do that. Well, like I told you guys, we just wrapped up Labor Day weekend today. It is a Tuesday, and I had a bunch of stuff saved to go and eat and try in this video for you guys. But guess what? Most of the iconic spots for some reason are closed on Tuesdays. So I just had to wing it and look something up on Google with some good reviews. I found a good breakfast spot right down the road, but don't worry, we're here for a few days and I plan on putting together a complete food video for you guys as well. But man, there was actually some drama last night. My flight got delayed, then my baggage got delayed, and I ended up missing my rental car pickup time. I got here at around midnight, and the rental car place closed at midnight, and yeah, I was stuck without a car. But when I got to the hotel, the lady was like, man, don't worry, like, trust me, you're gonna be so happy you didn't get one because parking everywhere is like 40, 50 bucks. There's a lot of traffic. And I was like, you know what, maybe she's right. I only spent like $80 on the car, but I had a lot of things planned. I had some road trips in mind, but you know what? We might just Uber it this trip. Anyways, check out this view. It's beautiful, huh? That's the Wells Street Bridge. Not like I know what that's called. I just see it there. But man, Chicago, such an iconic place, right? I wanted to come here for so many years. I've always wanted to come here on St. Patty's Day when they dye the river green, or when they throw all the ducks inside there. But man, just off the first few hours I've been here, I can say I'll definitely be back. I mean, this place is cool. And yesterday, the Uber driver that picked me up from the airport was actually from Turkmenistan. And he was like, bro, Chicago's incredible. You're gonna have such an amazing time. And yeah, he gave me a lot of really good recommendations. And he also told me that the only place you wanna stay away from is South Side and O Block. He said, those are the areas where, man, shit goes crazy and you do not wanna be there. So we're not going there, at least not today. Anyways, let's enjoy this view a little bit and make our way over to breakfast. So we're heading to a place called Melly Cafe. I actually just found it on Google Maps. It got good reviews. It's here in the downtown center area. I was actually gonna go to a place called Ann Sather, but man, the two people I talked to at the hotel were like, bro, that place sucks. It's only good for cinnamon rolls. All the locals hype it up, but it's only good for cinnamon rolls. And it's kind of a bit out the ways. There's a lot of traffic right now. And it's about a $30 Uber each way. So it's like, bro, if I go out there, that's a $100 breakfast just for me. I could take the train, but it's about 50 minutes. So Melly Cafe it is. And it's just up here on the corner, actually. But yeah, look at the architecture of this city, guys. It's beautiful, right? I love the way the train is exposed and just goes around the buildings. It's awesome. I wish there was more of that in New York City. I know that when I'm in New York City, I love going in those trains because you can look outside the windows. I much prefer that than a subway system, but yeah, that is cool. Cool to see. Man, I get so pumped being in US cities for the first time. Let me know if you guys want to see a lot more of America because yeah, this is only the beginning. You know what else is super unique about the Midwest and, well, the East Coast? They have a lot of these fire escapes as well, which are not so common to see in Southern California these days. Basically, guys, it's exactly what it's called, a fire escape. It's a way for you to escape the apartment in case of a fire. A lot of shops down here. Man, it's very clean and peaceful. Oh wow, this here is the famous pizzeria that a lot of people recommended me to come on by and check out. So hopefully it's open today. I don't know why, guys. Everything that I'm looking up says that it's closed on Tuesdays. Oh, this is open today. It opens at 11. Cool. All right, well, let's get some grub. Here we are, Melly Cafe. Let's see what all the hype is about. Hey, good morning, bro. For one? Yeah, please, thank you. Appreciate it. Man, a lot of restaurants are closed on Tuesdays, I notice.
Yeah?
Yeah, well, why is that?
Maybe since after the holiday.
Oh, maybe that's why, huh?
You're saying just in general.
I don't know, it's my first time here. I was just looking on maps and everything says opening tomorrow.
Oh, damn.
Maybe because the holiday though, you're right.
Yeah, because yesterday was, a lot of places were closed yesterday too.
Actually,
Restaurant closes on Labor Day.
can I move to this one
Yeah,
actually?
yeah,
The sun, bro. Yeah, thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. Enjoy, man.
You too. Oh, well, thank you. Breakfast has just made it out. These here are the eggs Benny with the Canadian bacon, which is basically like a thick piece of ham. And then these here are the hash browns. Looks good, guys. And then here we got, yeah, the napkins. Man, I can't wait to try up all this. Man, this is always one thing that I miss when I'm in other countries is always like a good American breakfast. Nowadays, you find like good American breakfast in most parts of the world though. A lot of people have like caught on to it and are like, man, it's a good business idea. People love breakfast and it's true. But yeah, let's try this. I love that it's served on top of like an English, no, this is like a brioche English muffin. No, that's bomb. Okay. You can taste like the maple glaze on the ham as well. I see why the reviews are so good. Let's try out these hash browns and then we'll smash through this meal and get on out of here. We don't want to waste too much time inside of a restaurant. We're in Chicago. Those are good. And I literally placed my order and about 5 minutes later, food came out. Not bad. Breakfast came out to around $28 with the tip. So pretty standard, but I must say, I'm satisfied with it. It was good. Now we're about to make about a 28-minute walk to Millennium Park to go and see Cloudgate, the famous bean here in Chicago. And man, I'm excited. I'm like super stoked right now. My tourist level is peaked out because this is something I've seen my whole life. And before I started traveling, before I had the privilege to travel the world like I do today, one of my dream cities to visit was Chicago, man. And I always wanted to see the bean. So let's go see the bean. Like, there's the L, the train in action. Man, I love the advertisements along the sides, but I also love the classic silver look as well. That's what they look like without advertisements. How cool, right? What a city. And then that's actually a Kellogg's building as well. They're the ones that make all the cereals, all the things that give you diabetes in America. They're the ones that make it. But yeah, I'm kind of happy I didn't get the car after all. I'm walking around and seeing the prices for the parking. Man, it's ridiculous. It's about like, dude, 20, 30, 40 bucks to park everywhere. I know that's a wide spectrum, but it's because like some corners I see 20, others 40. And then a lot of them just charge the day rate, so it's crazy. But yeah, a lot of places to, if you stay in the center, man, a lot of cafes, places to eat. But one of the workers inside the restaurant, I'm not sure if I got it on camera, he told me, man, I think a lot of places are closed today on Tuesday specifically because of the Labor Day weekend, because Tuesdays aren't generally the closed days in the city. So makes sense, right? Wow, this skyline is so beautiful. I can't get over it. Later on today, we're gonna be doing one of these cruises, I believe, an architectural cruise. But yeah, for now, let's make our way to Millennium Park, which is, I believe, behind these buildings over in this direction. But yeah, gorgeous, man. Wow. The bridges are beautiful, right, guys? Not many places in America got bridges that look that beautiful. We turned down State Street while we were along the river, and look at where we are currently standing, guys. Look at where it brought us to. The famous Chicago Theater. This here is, man, by far one of the most iconic landmarks in Chicago, and by far one of the most photographed, theaters in American history. Chicago. Man, how cool is it being here, right? It's such a surreal feeling standing in front of something I've seen so many times in my life. But yeah, this here is the Chicago Theater, and it looks like they're still having events there as well. I mean, look at that. Chris DiStefano, September 5th. Inside Jeopardy on September 12th. Now, I was reading that the Chicago Theater opened its doors in 1921, and when it opened, guys, tickets were 25 cents. 25 cents to enter the theater, imagine that. Anyways, I'd love to come back one day and watch a show inside there. That'd be cool. It's out here too in Chicago, huh? Good thing I know exactly what that is. That's a scam, my friends. Whenever you're in a big city in the US, man, don't take no bracelets from no monks, all right? They ain't about to bless you with nothing, bro. Anyways, right now we are in Millennium Park. This here is Wrigley Square. They got a big memorial along the back that looks super beautiful. Reminds me of like, Roman pillars, like Roman architecture. And yeah, guys, Millennium Park. This park is super important for the city of Chicago because, well, it brings all the tourists here, right? This is where everybody comes to Chicago for, is the Bean, Cloudgate, which is right behind me. But this park was actually opened in 2004, and it cost close to $500 million to construct. And it's basically like it's a big park, a big outdoor center where you can come spend time with your friends, your family. It's almost like a free museum in a sense that there's a lot to look at. Now, we came here to see Cloudgate like what most people come here to see, and I'm super excited. So it's right up here. I'm already getting a glance at it for the first time, and man, let me just tell you guys, I was not expecting it to be that big, that's for sure. But yeah, it's huge. So that's the Cloudgate's Bean. But yeah, as I mentioned, a lot to look at along the way. It's a beautiful area in the city. Gorgeous view of the skyline. Almost a Central Park, if you will, of Chicago. Oh man, and here we have it. Cloudgate. The Bean, the Chicago Bean, look at that. Man, there are so many people here too, but it's beautiful to see, man. What a summer day here in Chicago, especially because, you know, guys, it ain't about to be like this for long. All of you people that live in Chicago are like, man, thanks for the reminder, but yeah, it's about to get super cold here very quickly. I mean, Chicago is known for having some brutal winters. Who knows? Maybe one day we'll come back and experience it during the winter together, but yeah, this is cool. You know what? I was actually thinking about booking a helicopter tour, which I still might do. Only about $120 a person. But yeah, this is sick, huh? You know what? I might see if there's room for a tour later on. That might actually be what we do later. All right, let's get a little closer on up to this thing. Man, how cool is this, huh? Man, so I was reading online that this thing was actually made out of 160 different pieces of steel that were all grinded down together, welded together. I'm not sure how they created it, right? But basically they put over 160 different sheets of steel together and then of course polished the shit out of it to get it to look like this. And it weighs over 110 tons, man. That's crazy, huh? All right, let's get close to it. I want to show you guys what it looks like up close. That way you guys can touch it all with me. Thank you guys for making all my dreams come true for us. Hopefully you guys can feel like you're here sharing these experiences with me, right? Because that's what I make these videos for, so that you guys can live this experience with me and travel the world with me. Because every day that I wake up, I know that my job and what I do is a blessing, and I don't take one day for granted. So I'm very much aware that a lot of people can't do this, and I love that I can share it with you guys. So thank you. Because man, this has been a childhood dream, bro, to come here. My damn arm's shaking right now, you know what I'm saying? It's crazy, bro. Yeah, this city's beautiful, man. I can't believe it's taken me so long to come here. Unreal. That's why when people say you got to start exploring more of your own country before you want to go out and see the world, it's so true, man. Like, America's so beautiful. There's so many amazing places. And yeah, just like most parts of the world, the media will mess it up for people. Like, if you sit there and you watch the news and you hear that Chicago's like the murder capital of America, you probably aren't going to want to come here. But man, as a tourist, it's great. Look at this. It's beautiful. Special place. All right, I'm going to take some pictures, take some videos, call Gladys and my grandma and share the moment with them, and then we'll continue. Beautiful day too. Yo, you want to see something dumb? You guys have seen here on the channel that I've done helicopter tours, man, all around the world. When they offer them, I love them, right? I love getting on a helicopter, seeing the city from above. Here, bro, there's two companies that I found that have availability today, but both of them require that I purchase 2 passenger spots, like a spot for someone else, which it's kind of ridiculous, right? That's kind of dumb. I would think that in Chicago there'd be more flights going out where they could just like stick me on with another chopper, but they can't. So, oh well, next time. Let's go in here into the lid store and see if we can't get ourselves a Chicago hat. Maybe they got some exclusive Chicago hats. I love buying hats all around the world. Oh, these hockey hats are sick. Look at the Chicago Blackhawks. Yeah, that's sick. All right, so I think I'm gonna go with this one and this one right here. How's it going, bro? Hats are cool, man. They always make for great souvenirs, especially if you like wearing them. So I like picking them up whenever I'm in a unique part of the world or somewhere cool, somewhere where they got a unique team. Oh, wow, look at this, guys. They got a Nutella store. That's crazy. What? And a Nando's right next door. Okay, that's one of my favorite little chicken spots, but yeah. Man, a Nutella cafe. Yeah, we might have to try that. We have now made it back to the River Walk, and look at the Trump Tower here on the Chicago waterfront. Crazy big, right? But yeah, this place is gorgeous, man. You know what? Chicago, I'm already gonna add it on, yeah, the list of top 3 cities in the United States. This place is unreal. It's unreal. This place is crazy. I love it. Anyways, right now we're gonna cross the river, head towards the Magnificent Mile shops, and you'll see why that is a special place here in a second. But Man, so many nice places to hang out here in Chicago in the summertime. Look at all these little tables, enjoying the views. I wonder if that's actually the boat that we're taking later on today. I gotta check my tickets. Oh, look at this lady just cruising around on her own little boats. Cool, huh? All right, let's get to the Magnificent Mile. Here they got a lot of the big designer stores. Here you got Coach. Chick-fil-A seems to be very popular here as well. Bank of America. You know, Chick-fil-A, it's been around in Southern California for like about the last 10, 15 years, right? But before that, you know, you would see it around, but there'd be one in the mall, maybe. Not as common as they are today. Lately, I've been seeing them absolutely everywhere. They're taking over the game. Before, I felt like they were a little bit more, probably harder to buy a franchise from. Now they just, yeah, they put out to everybody. But wow, look at the Intercontinental, beautiful location. I might have to stay there next time with my IHG rewards. I'm actually staying at the Voco Hotel with my IHG rewards, and we'll see if I actually show you guys that in this video. If I do, I'll insert a clip after one of these here shortly. That way you guys can see the room. But yeah, they got the van store. You know, they did compare this street to like Rodeo Drive. Maybe it's just because I'm in the beginning of it, but it doesn't remind me of Rodeo or Fifth Avenue. It's kind of like a mall. Like none of the stores are really like high-end stores, you know? Hugo Boss, Kiehl's. I mean, you know, not the cheapest stores, but I was expecting to see like some, yeah, very high-end designer stores. Nordstrom's, Mac. Oh, this is how you can get to the Navy Pier. I wonder if the Navy Pier, oh yeah, it's directly that way. I can see the Ferris wheel. We'll go there later on today. Pandora store, so that's where you can go get your girls. The Charms, the UGG store. Wow, cool, huh? And they even have, wow, MCM, Pop Mart. Okay, maybe this is where it starts to pick up quite a bit. But yeah, I'm shocked at how clean and, yeah, quite quiet it is here in the center of Chicago. Man, Gladys would go crazy for this right now. The Pop Mart store. They got a Marriott. And you can tell they maintain the streets quite well. I mean, the flowers are beautiful. I had to cross the street because the sun was just brutal on that side. But here, yeah, we have the Burberry store. You start seeing a lot more of the bigger name brand stores over on this side of the streets. And then another thing that's super interesting, guys, is that here they actually have the largest Starbucks location in the world too. It's a Starbucks Reserve, and it's that one right there in the corner. And it's several floors, as you can see. But I don't know, should I go in there or should I not? I kind of don't want to spend my time inside the Starbucks, but I also don't have much shopping to do. So that could be a nice little spot to go get a little coffee before we meet up with our guide here in about an hour, who's going to talk to us about how Al Capone and the Mafia ran Chicago and why they chose Chicago as a place to, yeah, organize all their crime and eventually take the city over, because that's what they did. You know what? Let's cross on over. This here is the Starbucks Reserve, and I believe there's only 7 Reserve locations in the world. I visited the one in Tokyo a few years back, and it was very impressive. So I'm excited to see what it looks like inside of here. Starbucks Reserve Roastery. Now, you'll see in a lot of places in the world, they'll serve like Starbucks Reserve coffee or cold brew, but for it to be a Reserve Roastery, there's only a few in the world. And these places got like cocktail bars, all kinds of unique food, pizzas, some have pastas, a little bit of everything, but let's see what this one has. That one clearly says exit. Wow, they got a fire pit inside here. All right, so let's check out the world's biggest Starbucks. Oh man, this place is awesome. It smells so good in here. So yeah, you can see right off the bat how these places are completely different than the actual Starbucks locations that we have on pretty much every corner. Here you have you find merchandise and coffees from all over the world. And yeah, this one here is 5 floors. It says here that at the bottom we're at the reserve coffee bar. This here is where you can get pastries, coffee beans, roastery inspired gifts. Second floor, you can get pastries, pizza, salad, sandwiches, desserts. Third floor, coffee creation, gelato. They got a cocktail bar and a rooftop terrace. Crazy. Let me know what you guys think of this. I mean, even if you're not a Starbucks fan, like, you gotta respect it. I mean, this is crazy, bro. Crazy system they got. Yeah, it definitely makes you want to hang out in here, that's for damn sure. They know how to take your money, and they do a good job at it. All right, well, we're probably gonna hang out inside here for a little bit, and then we'll head on out because it's nice and fresh in here. Outside, it's quite hot. Oh man, there's a lot of people inside here. You know what? We might not be able to. Seems like it's gonna take a while. You know what? Let's come have a look at these fresh pastries. Yeah, the line's ridiculous. You know what? I think we're gonna have to pass on this, especially because there's a lot of good food here in Chicago. But man, those breads look amazing. It's incredible, right? Man, crazy to believe that a Starbucks like this exists. But yeah, and if you didn't know, the largest Starbucks in the world is here in Chicago, and it's impressive. I can't believe there's people that actually come here to work. I'd probably go to like a normal Starbucks. This one looks very touristic and extremely busy. But yeah, I don't think I'm gonna be having a drink inside here, man. The wait's incredibly long. And like I said, I did it in Tokyo and we waited for like, man, an hour and a half for a cocktail. And that's where I was like, okay, I'll never partake in this again. But it is cool to come inside and yeah, look around. It's beautiful. All right, so you know what? Enough Starbucks content. Oh look, here they have the, what is this, the slow drip coffees? So yeah, it's super beautiful. I mean, you can see why people come here from all over the world because it's impressive. Yeah, and upstairs is the cocktail bar. Let's just check that out and then we'll get on out of here. But yeah, crazy. Crazy, crazy. To be honest, I'm more of a fan of the teas and like the refreshers at Starbucks than the coffee. But yeah, a lot of people love the coffee. Okay, here's the cocktail bar. I think this is what draws the most attention inside of here because people love seeing the cocktails. And yeah, they basically make all kinds of coffee cocktails, regular cocktails as well. Crazy, huh? Yeah, here's the menu to give you guys a little example. They got Aperol Spritz, martinis, all kinds of beers and wines, and then they got their signatures like Starbucks Reserve Martinis, Roastery, Old Fashioned, Starbucks Reserve, Belvedere, and then a lot of snacks. But yeah, cool spot, huh? Anyways, time to get on down because I'm not waiting in lines. Not when I'm in Chicago, bro. There's so much good food out there. Have you ever seen the rain? Thank you. You're welcome. I want to know, have you ever seen the rain? We're about to wrap up our time here on the Magnificent Mile, but yeah, you definitely get to some very luxurious shops. Here we got Saks on 5th, Tiffany & Co., the Peninsula, which is always an extremely expensive hotels, and yeah, Aloe across the streets. But yeah, beautiful area. Now it's time to get back over to the Riverwalk to meet up with our local guide who's gonna be showing us around the city for a few hours.
How we doing, guys? Thank you guys so much for coming on a Gangster and Ghost tour. Just a few housekeeping things before we get started. This tour is gonna run around an hour and a half to 2 hours, probably close to that 2-hour mark. Let's get into it then. So if you guys want to take a look right behind me, you will see what is known as the Jewelers Building. Built in 1925, this was once the tallest building in the world outside of New York City. Obviously, times have changed, but this building does sit in a very special part of Chicago. Now the street that we're on right now, Wacker Drive, it served as a makeshift border between Al Capone's South Side gang and the Irish-Polish North Side gang. So essentially, This whole area was a war zone. And the jewelers that worked in the jewelers building weren't thrilled about that. They didn't want to get killed coming into work. They did not want to get whacked on whacker. So they had the architects amend their plans. Notice how the first 4 floors of the jewelers building look a little bit different than the rest. That's because what you were looking at is the world's first indoor parking garage. That's right, the jewelers would drive their cars into an elevator on Lower Wacker Drive, the street right below us, and that elevator would bring them and their vehicles safely inside the building. No war zone makes for happy jewelers. Now take a look at the dome at the very top of the jewelers building, but it's unfortunately closed to the public now. Back in its prime, it was known as the Stratosphere Lounge, and it was one of over 100 speakeasies owned and operated by Al Capone himself. But the Stratosphere Lounge catered to a very specific clientele, that being politicians and off-duty prohibition agents. That's right, the people who would punish you for drinking during the day would get off work, go right up there, and throw a couple back themselves. Now, if you guys want to follow me down those steps, we will take a stop by the Riverwalk.
I mean, so far already, I mean, that's pretty cool. A lot of information I had no clue about. Very impressive, right?
The river didn't always look this nice. Now, can anyone here tell me what the primary industry in Chicago was back in the 1800s? What was that? Brick making. Not brick making. That's where the best guesses I've heard. Not steel. Yes. For those who did not hear him, Chicago was the meat packing capital of the United States. The city had hundreds of butcher shops, slaughterhouses, and meat packing plants, most of which sat right here along the Chicago River. Now, can anyone tell me what these meat packing plants would do with the animal byproduct when they were done with it? Throw it right here into the Chicago River, where the animal carcasses would sink down to the bottom and begin to decompose, causing all manner of fats, oils, and greases to rise to the surface, creating a layer of fat so thick that in the winter, a chicken could run from one end of the river to the other on top of the layer of fat. But it wasn't just the river that looked different either. Now, everything you see around you, from the streets, the sidewalks, the buildings, they all would have been made out of wood. That's because Chicago was built on swamplands. The city relied on wood to keep everything up out of the swamp, nice and dry. Now, this system worked out pretty well. That is until in 1871, when a particularly dry summer set the stage for, later that year in October, the Great Chicago Fire. Now, we all know the story. Mrs. O'Leary's cow kicks over a lantern, causing 1/3 of the city to go up in flames. Now, I want you guys to imagine it's 1871. We're standing exactly where we are right now, and we see the fire coming toward us. Where are we going to go? Into the water, right? Because water doesn't catch on fire. But guess what does? Fats, oils, and greases. Now, for its size, the Chicago fire had a relatively low death toll, only around 300 people. But 200 of the 300 deaths happened right here in the river. People saw the fire coming toward them, they sought refuge in the water, the fire crept to the river's edge, and the water caught like that, with hundreds of people literally drowning in flames. And many people say that when you stop and take a photo by the river, when you check that photo after, it's incredibly common for people to report seeing a body in the water that was not there before and is not there after. It is believed that these bodies are the spirits of those who died in the Chicago fire that day. So if anyone wants to get a photo by the water, great spot for Christmas cards. No? All right, well then if you guys want to follow me at our next stop, I will tell you about the deadliest day in Chicago history.
Wow, that is crazy, right? I would have had no idea about that, to be honest. I probably could have read about that if I looked up the history of Chicago prior to coming out here, but I didn't, guys. I didn't. I was coming on this tour, and that's why I booked the damn tour, right? That's what you want to get your money's worth. You don't want to do a whole bunch of reading before you come on the tour, or else, yeah, what the hell you pay $40 for? Actually, I think this one was quite affordable, around $25. I'll leave the link down below as well if you want to check it out. But man, super cool, and I booked this thing like last night. But yeah, what a vibe out here in the summer. It's beautiful.
So we're going to jump ahead in time a little bit to 1915. Chicago is now one of the industrial capitals of the United States, but it's not just meatpacking anymore. In fact, the Western Electric Company sets up shop right here in the city. Is anyone here a customer of the Western Electric Company? You guys might know it better by its modern name, AT&T. Now, Western Electric, they set up their headquarters right here in Chicago, and their workforce is comprised almost entirely of Czechoslovakian immigrants. In fact, there are so many Czech immigrants that work for the Western Electric Company that it gets the nickname the Bohemian University. Now, these Czech immigrants, they have very little workers' rights. I'm talking grueling 18-hour shifts for dirt pay. But it's not all bad. There's one day out of the year, the Western Electric Company pays for all of its employees to take a vacation. And in 1915, that vacation is a cruise on the Chicago River down to the beautiful sunny sandy beaches of Indiana. What an awful vacation. And of course, for a cruise, you're gonna need a boat. The Western Electric Company charters the SS Eastland. But the Eastland is not a passenger ship. It's a cargo ship. And I don't know if you guys know a lot about boats. Passenger ships and cargo ships, vastly different. But the owners of the Eastland know a lot of money is on the line, so some renovations are made. They add balconies with scaffolding, a saloon with state-of-the-art leather booths. They add plenty of lifeboats just to make sure the floors can withstand everyone walking on them. They take up the hardwood and replace it with nice, sturdy, durable concrete. And at no point during the renovations do the owners of the Eastland consult an engineer. So the boat works a little bit like a bicycle. Totally steady when it's moving fast, but at slow speeds it rocks back and forth. Now, it is estimated that after the renovations, the Eastland had a capacity of around 500 people. 2,500 people go to board the Eastland that day. But it's not just Western Electric employees. The whole family is invited. And they're gonna get dressed up right. Men show up in suits with vests, women in tight corsets and nice dresses. Children are wearing children's clothes, probably like a sailor suit or something. And they begin boarding the Eastland at this dock right behind me. When the first group gets on board, the Eastland lists to the left. Now, this should have raised a few alarms. Remember, this is their one day off a year. They don't want to worry about anything. So, instead of panicking, they start laughing, hugging, screaming, crying, high-fiving, singing, everything you would do with your family on a boat. The next group gets on board, the Eastland lists again. The final group boards, and the Eastland lists yet again. Until, when it's time to take off, from this dock right behind me, on perfectly still water, on a beautiful sunny day like today, as soon as they push off from the dock, the Eastland immediately capsizes, sending hundreds of people into the water. Because of the tight, restrictive clothing everyone is wearing, the suits, the corsets, the dresses, these Czech immigrants, they don't have great range of motion, so most of them sink like a stone down to the bottom of the river. Now, welders are called in to see people can be cut out of the hull of the overturned ship, but to no avail. Anyone who was inside the Eastland when it went under was trapped inside and drowned in there. Now, I don't know if you guys can see, but poking out over top of the Wabash Avenue Bridge, there's a little bit of a sign that says Chicago Tribune. That is the headquarters for the Chicago Tribune. And with them being so close, they are able to get about a dozen photographers down to the scene to take photos of the incident. But the Eastland would be mostly forgotten about, so photos of the tragedy were found in the Tribune's archives in 1994. Now, 897 people died aboard the Eastland. That is more passenger deaths than the Titanic. 17 entire families were wiped out, and 70% of the casualties were under 25 years old. Now, can anyone tell me why we remember the Titanic so well, but we don't remember the Eastland?
Immigrants?
That's a good guess. What was that?
The immigrants?
Yes, it's because the people aboard the Titanic were incredibly rich and famous. I'm talking J.P. Morgan, the Guggenheims, Leonardo DiCaprio, very important people, whereas the victims of the Eastland disaster were poor Czech immigrants who could barely even speak English. And many people say, walking by this dock late at night, when the wind blows, you can hear the cries for help from all those who drowned aboard the Eastland that day.
Wow.
So right behind me stands the beautiful, the historic, the iconic Chicago Theater. Now, everything you see in that marquee, aside from the Chase logo at the very top and the individual light bulbs themselves, is entirely original to when the theater was built in 1921. At this point, would it be cheaper to renovate it? Yes, it would. They would save a lot of money if they swapped out all those old fixtures for brand new LED ones, but it would be less authentic, so it remains unchanged. I recommend coming back at night to see it all lit up if you haven't seen it already. It is so beautiful. And also, I just want to let you guys know, if at any point during the tour, you guys want to take photos of something while I'm talking, go right ahead. There's absolutely nothing you guys can do that can throw me off my game. Now, this was also a popular hangout spot for one Mr. Al Capone. He can be found many nights out of the week enjoying shows from his private box in the Chicago Theater. He would walk in, wave down at the crowd from the mezzanine, and he'd be greeted with a standing ovation. This is because to the people of Chicago, Capone was a Robin Hood-like figure, taking from the government and giving back to them. But Capone was not originally from Chicago. Can anyone tell me where he was from? What was that? He was born in 1899 in Brooklyn, New York. Alphonse Francis Capone was the child of 2 Italian immigrants from Naples, Italy. That's right, not only did Capone have no connection to the city that would one day make him famous, he also had no connection to the gang he'd one day wind up running, the Sicilian Mafia, La Cosa Nostra, for our purposes here today, the 5 Points Gang. Now, by all accounts, Capone had a pretty standard childhood. That wasn't until he was 14 years old, and he started to act it up in class. I'm talking paper airplanes, shooting spitballs, he had AirPods in, whatever kids were doing at the time to irritate their teachers. The Capone teacher decided he needed to be punished. And back then, a common punishment was to take a ruler and to rap a child on the knuckles. So, Capone's teacher grabs the ruler and walks over to him, but for whatever reason on this day, 14-year-old Al decides he just isn't having it. So he takes the ruler from her, reels back, and smacks her right in the face. And if you can believe it, this got him expelled from school. Now it's 1913, you're 14 years old, you've just been expelled from school. What do you do but enter the workforce? So Capone starts working at age 14, a few odd jobs here and there, but nothing really stuck. But eventually, Capone finds the perfect job for him. He becomes a bouncer at the Harvard Inn. Now, do not let the name fool you. The Harvard Inn is far from an Ivy League institution. It was a nightclub and brothel owned and operated by the 5 Points Gang. For Capone, this was the perfect job because he could drink as much as he wanted, he could party as much as he wanted, but most important to him, he could be as violent as he wanted to whoever he wanted, whenever he wanted. Now, one night Capone is working the door at the Harvard Inn when he sees a beautiful woman dressed to the nines walk into the club. Thinking she's one of the women that works in the brothel, Capone makes a comment to her that is so lewd, so vile, and so obscene, I was told if I repeated it to another group, I would be fired. Now, making this comment was a huge mistake on Capone's part because he was wrong. This woman did not work in the Harvard Inn. She was actually the sister of famous mob hitman Frank Galluccio. And when Galluccio heard that some schmuck bouncer was making a pass at his sister, he decided he wasn't going to stand for it. So he marches down to the Harvard Inn, walks right up to Capone, takes out a knife, gives Capone a cut right across his face, giving Capone his famous nickname, Scarface. Yes, but Capone did not like the nickname Scarface. Like, if you called him Scarface to his Scarface, he would have you taken outside and beaten to death. Can anyone tell me what Capone liked to be called instead? Capone's preferred nickname was Snorky. You, sir, would you rather be called Snorky or Scarface?
Good question. Scarface.
Scarface, exactly. Because Snorky is a terrible nickname. It's the kind of nickname only a syphilis-riddled moron would want. But more on that later. Now, if you can believe it, this incident with Galluccio did not make Capone the most popular guy in New York, but he still had one very important friend, that being Johnny Torrio, a high-ranking member of the 5 Points Gang, who promised to take Capone under his wing and get him back in the gang's good graces on the condition that Capone moves with Torrio down to Chicago to work in the Chicago branch of the 5 Points Gang, known as the South Side Gang. Without many other options, Capone packs up his wife and newborn son and moves them down to Chicago to work in the South Side Gang alongside Johnny Torrio. But we'll get more into their misadventures here in a little bit.
Tour was incredible, such a enthusiastic guide as well. Now, the tour actually brings you to many different spots. I didn't show you guys all of it, obviously, because then you'd be bored. And I'd show you the whole tour. You gotta come on out here and check it out for yourself. But one place it brings you, and I didn't film, and I'm gonna go show you guys right now, is the Palmer House Hotel. Now, this hotel is legendary because, well, it was, man, completely destroyed through the Chicago fire. And at the time, the owner of the hotel took out one of the largest loans in American history. I believe it's around $1.5 to $1.7 million, which equates to around 25 million in today's money. And he completely rebuilt this entire hotel because it burned out just a few days after its grand opening. And yeah, it's very historical, but inside here, guys, something else was also created. This is where the original chocolate brownie was created. I had no idea it was made here in Chicago, but it was invented inside the Palmer House. And today I want to go on in there and show you guys how beautiful this hotel is. And of course, try that chocolate brownie. We're not here to mess around, my friends. We came to Chicago to eat. But yeah, that tour was incredible. I seriously recommend it. Here we go. Palmer House, a Hilton hotel. Oh man, this place is beautiful. Wow, look at this, guys. So yeah, you can actually still stay here. It's a beautiful hotel. I'd love to come back here and actually stay one day. But yeah, we're going upstairs. Upstairs is where the brownie is. Man, this is fancy. I like this. Wow, beautiful place. Wow, imagine, guys, I mean, in 2025, this place is incredible. Imagine in the 1800s. This is insane.
Hello, sir.
Doing good, how are you, bro?
Excellent, thank you. A little busy right now. Thank you for waiting,
I
sir.
know, I appreciate you. Can I get a brownie?
Brownie?
Yeah, and a cappuccino?
Brownie and a cappuccino.
Yeah,
You got it.
appreciate it. Oh man, this looks incredible. So yeah, I can't wait to try this. Let's dive on in. And yeah, the setting is beautiful. I got myself a little coffee. Sorry about the bad light, but I got myself some coffee. And a brownie. Can't go wrong. All right, let's dive on into this bad boy. Oh wow, that's good. Oh, I can taste like a little bit of a cherry flavor in there. It's also really chocolatey, dark chocolate. You got some nuts in there. Wow, that is a good brownie. Man, it's nice. That might be one of the better brownies I've had. That's really good, actually. Glad I came in here and tried that. Oh, what's up, bro? Are you originally from Chicago?
No, I'm not.
Where are you from?
But I've lived there most of my life.
Oh, okay.
I'm from Africa.
Oh, you're from Africa? Where? I was just in Ethiopia.
You were in Ethiopia?
Yeah, I was in Ethiopia 2 months ago.
Okay. Well, you didn't stop on the real Africa.
Where's the real Africa?
Nigeria.
Nigeria. I need to go. Yeah, I want to go one day. I want to go to Lagos.
You've not been to Africa until I've been to Nigeria.
Okay.
Left on South Columbus Drive.
I'll make sure to add it to my list soon. Yeah, that was so funny. That Uber ride actually ended up taking a lot longer. It took about 35 minutes, but it was cool. I met a friend in the backseat from Guatemala. We were talking, and man, the ride took about 35 minutes, almost 40, and it was because it completely gave them a lap around the city. The other two girls weren't so happy because they had to go to work, but I got to see a lot of the city from the back of the window and talk and sit down. Why not? But this here is 360 Chicago, one of the tallest observation decks in the city and one of the newest. It's super viral, trendy right now. We're about to go on in there and yeah, check it out. I don't have a ticket. Hopefully it's not a reservation only entrance like all the observation decks in Tokyo. Let's go on in there and find out because I really want to go up there. Hello, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
Good, good. What is the price just to go up to the observation?
It's starting at $40 up here. If you buy tickets online, they'll be at least $5 cheaper.
Oh yeah? Okay. Damn, they're taxing, huh? All right, well, what do you recommend? Man, actually, the other ones, I don't even know why I'm asking. I'm scared of heights, huh? The other ones shouldn't do.
Which one? Like,
The tilt, that's the one where you're like leaning outside the building, right?
yeah, but I don't think it's really that bad. If anything, I would say I usually tell guests to do the basic ticket. Go up there, check it out to see if you can or want to do it, and then buy the ticket up there for $15 more.
Oh, yo, this is sick. So as you're making your way up, there's a bunch of facts about the different neighborhoods, how they're all laid out here in Chicago. It's cool. Of course, it wouldn't be an American tourist attraction if it didn't bring you through a gift shop, but usually it's at the exit. This time it's at the entrance. So this here is the gift shop, and we're about to make it all our way up to the top. Well, we're at the top, but a little bit higher to show you guys the view, I believe, actually, or this might be the view. But Let me just tell you guys, man, for the price, I'm not too impressed, man. The elevator experience was quite boring. And the ones in New York that take you up, there's like, you know, some displays, LED screens that is like showing you something interactive, but oh wow, look at this view. Okay, you know what? Fuck the elevator. That's crazy. Dude, those are the beaches of Chicago. That's where everybody hangs out in the summertime. How incredible is that? Oh no, that's totally worth the view, man. Damn. This shit look like Key West or something, huh? Sheesh. And this here is Lake Michigan, man. Looks like the sea, right guys, or the ocean, but no, that's a lake, Lake Michigan. I believe it might be one of the largest lakes in the world. And there's somebody out there on a jet ski, kayaks, that's so cool. But yeah, this here is a replica of what we're on right now. John Hancock Center Tower. Wow, and look at the view from this way. You can see Navy Pier off into the distance. Oh, this is incredible. Wow, man, that is beautiful. So yeah, they got the gift shop area. Probably won't be buying no souvenirs. And then this here is the bar area. Oh yeah, I'm gonna give myself a beer, bro, I have to. This is a vibe. Plus, I just spent, what, $35 to come up here, so I gotta sit down and have at least a drink. Oh, bro, that view is money. What? Yeah, I'm definitely about to sit right there. Dude, this view is money. You gotta get a drink here. All right, let's order something. Let's get ourselves something to drink. Man, this is a cool spot. I like this. Let's see what we can order.
There you go.
How's it going? Can I do a Cruz Blanco?
Yeah, you can see your ID real quick.
Yep.
And it's gonna be 12, okay?
Okay. Oh yeah, that's how you enjoy a nice view with a cold beer. This here's a Cruz Blanca. I never heard of it before, but we're about to enjoy this bad boy with the view. So peep this view, guys. How incredible is this? Beer in hand, beautiful view of the coastline here. Man, look how massive this area is of Chicago. And this here is the north side of Chicago. That is actually Lincoln Park. Heard it's amazing. But yeah, beautiful view. All right, cheers. Oh yeah, man, that's nice. Might have to get one more. I'm gonna chill up here for a minute, and then I think we gotta go get some pizza. We got about 2 hours until the architecture cruise, but this here was definitely worth the stop. Insane. And now we find ourselves back in Plaza Americas. We're actually about to go to Lou Malnati's. I came back here because it was only 15 minutes walking from 360 Chicago, but also because our tour in about an hour, our architecture boat tour that everybody said we had to do in Chicago, that we couldn't leave Chicago without doing, takes off from just around the corner from here. So why not? Let's try this pizza. I guess it's a chain, but it's super popular. Lou Malnati's. I even saw Dave Portnoy was like, it's good pizza, so we gotta come try it. Lou Malnati's Pizzeria. Usually the big chains, like the locals don't recommend, but the locals were like either this or Pequods, and I'm gonna try and do Pequods tomorrow. Lou Malnati's. You know what's crazy is when you're on vacation, the days go by so fast, but when you got like work and shit to do, it goes by so, I mean, yeah, it goes by so slow. All right. Please head downstairs for service. Let's go down. Hi, just for one?
Yeah, the bar is full service. You can eat and drink there. Otherwise, it's about a 10-15 minute wait or so.
Oh yeah, this is beautiful right here. I like this. Looks like a very family style pizzeria. Oh, so good. Man, nothing hits better than, a little bit on the fruitier side, but I like it. Nothing hits better than a beer, an ice cold beer in a brand new city that you've never been to before, man. I'm excited for this pizza. Everybody's pizza looks so good. I've been looking at like everybody eating. Looks good. All right, so right now I'm a little bit salty, guys, because I'm outside about to eat my very first deep dish. Man, there's no way, it's not even cut. It's not cut. But bro, what a waste of money, man. It took like literally, I've been in there for 90 minutes and the pizza didn't come out. Disappointed as shit. I'm about to miss my boat tour. All right, let's try this. Look at this. I feel like I went to the Domino's of pizza. Oh, that's bomb. It's good. But man, so busy. 90 minutes for this. Unacceptable. And this was $32. That's good as fuck, though. That's good as hell, though. So good. The meat, the sauce, the cheese, everything. Man, it's so good.
Rated 1 to 10.
I would say 9 because it took 90 minutes, bro.
You're not from New York, are you?
No, I'm from LA. It's good though. It's bomb.
Yeah.
Where are you from?
Here.
10 out of 10 for you?
Huh?
10 out of 10?
11 out of 10.
11 out of 10. Love that. Yeah, the locals love it. It's bomb. So good. No, I think I'm disappointed because it took so long, but I love it. All right. I gotta eat this on the cruise because they're about to leave without me, literally. Let's go. So that's our boat right there, man. It's crowded now that I waited so long, but let's get on there. Pizza was bomb.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome aboard. Welcome to Chicago. My name is Alex, and I'm going to be your tour guide, friend, mentor, and resident question answerer over the next 90 minutes together under 90-minute river architecture tour. Here on our right-hand side, 100 North Riverside, the old Boeing headquarters, built and designed on top of Chicago's own Union Station. Wolf Point West, by the way, it's all rentals, it's all apartments, except for the basement, which is an indoor dog park for them, you guys.
Hop back on here on the phone though to let you guys know that I'm living good on this boat, man. I got a Long Island, $24, bro, $30 for this drink, but I don't care. I'm living. I'm in Chicago, baby. Let's go.
Just not a lot of boats, or it's kind of like a slow day downtown. Then they just do the outside. Here on the right-hand side, by the way, the Chicago Riverwalk here.
Made it off of the boat tour. That was incredible. And seriously, guys, I've had one of the most amazing days here in Chicago. Chicago's a very special place. That Long Island tea did hit. I'm not gonna lie, it did hit, but it cost $30, man. $30, that ain't fun to drink. Come on now. I want another one now, but I don't want to spend $30. So I'm gonna go to a local little pub. I'm gonna go leave the backpack first. I got the camera on, but yeah, guys, I think it's time for us to say goodbye from our day here in Chicago. It's been incredible. Such a wonderful experience. Seriously, that boat ride is one that you have to do. I had a lot of fun on that, and it's also very relaxing as well. And the guide is very passionate about what he does, very knowledgeable, and that goes a long way. And yeah, guys, I think with this incredible view, I'm gonna leave you guys today. Until next time. There was a lot of things I didn't get to do that I wanted to in this video, but man, the day has, it's gone by, and now it's time to relax, cool down a little bit, and hopefully I'll be able to share with you guys some more in following videos, because I wanted to, even eat Garrett popcorn with you guys, but we'll save that for tomorrow. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Later, guys.
You were always smarter. I was the one